Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and with this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Fans Toys Inquisitor figure. So what this is a third-party company's, and this is their take on a masterpiece scale scourge figure. So what we're going to do in the video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire content of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. We are, of course, for what it's worth, this is going to be so much bigger, obviously, though. We will see how he looks and compares to his original G1 self. We'll see how he looks and displays with some official Hasbro masterpiece figures, and we'll also see how he looks and sizes up with some other third-party company masterpiece figures as well. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through with this video. So as I start to pop these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also to thank Show's e-store, which is where this came from, and as you can see, they got it to me nice, quickly and safely. So yes, for those of you who are unaware, this, as I say, he's called Inquisitor, and the reason for this is Fans Toys make transforming figures, so they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, and yeah, that's pretty much the main reason why. Now there's a huge write-up here on the back. Let me just bring this here. If you want to read this yourself, you can pause and read paragraph 1, pause and read paragraph 2, and pause and read paragraph 3. Now I don't have Cyclonus or the other Fans Toys figures here, unfortunately, to do direct comparisons, but what I want to give you the impression is, yes, the box is lovely. It's again, it's a masterpiece, you know, quality figure, so it's exactly what you'd expect. And what I mean by that is it's very well packaged, high quality glossy box, and as you can see, polystyrene inserts to keep him all safe. Let's make sure I don't knock everything over when I'm doing this. So we've got instructions, which is as good as a book. I mean, look how thick that is, it's huge. And we've got a collector's card. Let's have a quick look at this. And again, this is just, I used to use the word homage, but it's not. It's just a rip-off, obviously, of what Takara started doing years and years ago with their with their collector's cards for their figures. There's all their write-up again. So let's have a look at him. Right, as you'd expect, again, beautiful packaging, loads of extra protection. The only thing that I sort of don't understand with Fans Toys figures is they've got this, like, it feels like a bit of a grease. I don't know what it is. It just feels like an oil or something, just like a film over the top of it. Right, this is also the Target Master version. So we've got their take on a Fracas figure as well, which I'm probably going to have to adjust the camera. We've also got his blaster. We've got a stand, which I believe is only for the alternate mode. So we'll have a look at that in a bit more detail, obviously, in the alternate mode. And then I'm sure up in the corner somewhere, we've got, yeah, there we go. We've got a bag full of spare faces. So what I might as well do, funnily enough, is go straight into that and into some first impressions. So again, for those of you who've never held a Fans Toys product in your hand, which I hadn't until about a year ago, the first thing that you notice with these is it just feels really weighty. I can already tell that these legs are die cast metal because they are freezing to the touch, and it's still not very warm in the UK. So yeah, they feel really cold. I'm just looking to see how they've got these wings in the actual picture, because as I say, my knowledge, which I openly admit on third-party masterpiece figures, isn't the greatest. It's a big figure, it's weighty, there's got to be quite a bit of die cast on here. To be honest, there's not much of a backpack there. That is quite thin from what you would expect, considering Scourge, let's be honest, has always been a bit of a shell former. Right, let's have a look at the articulation. I'm going to go straight into first impressions and straight into robot mode. So the head, I mean, look at the detail on that head sculpt. It is beautiful. It's got the full beard. Funny enough, if you want to replace the faces, it's as simple as that. That pops out there. We'll have a look at the others in a minute, but you can just simply attach that back in there and put that down. Now, the articulation is hindered, of course, by the side of the helmet and indeed his beard, but as you can see, he can look reasonable left and right. He can look all the way up if he wants to, and a little bit down as well. Now, once again, this is obviously going to be hindered, I would think, but you can hear the ratchets there on the arms. They're going to come out to give you the full T at least. There's a swivel just beneath the shoulder. There is a bicep flexion. This is so stiff. It's brand new though, isn't it? There are some really painted nails he's got there. There's articulation in right down to the knuckles and the carpals, not tarsals. There's a wrist swivel, of course. There is a definite ab crunch that should be there. There is a waist swivel, which is on a ratchet. If I move this, is it going to kick to the side? Let's see if the hip skirts move, because I probably don't want it. No, I don't want to damage this. It's slightly, oh, there goes fracas. It's slightly hindered. Let me just lift these right the way up to give us an idea of how much. No, that is fused. So we can kick all the way up to get to what would be the splits going this way, but going back, it is massively hindered by that there, and that is screwed on there. So definitely don't try and take it further back than what it needs. Where, yeah, it'll go out to the side. You've got a swivel. Is that a swivel point as well there? No, it isn't. So you've got a bit of a swivel, enough for what I would class as normal articulation. You've got a knee bend. That is definitely die cast as well. You can hear it's on ratchets. And there is a ankle pivot, tilt, rock, etc., as you would expect from a masterpiece figure. Full articulation. Hopefully you can sort of tell from my primitive mobile phone camera that we've got some reflective metallic paint on it, not a dull matte, and there's slightly different changes and tones of the blue there. The red lights on there make a nice little touch, as do the really bright pink fingers. Again, same with the eyes and the red on there. I just think there's a brilliant little touch of how they look. With regards of scale, as I say, to actual official Takara products, that is of course the toy-based Optimus Prime, and then there is your very old now MP Soundwave. So to be honest, he scales, I think, really well with them. No issues at all. Then let's bring in your Kang Toys figures. So these are stylized, and yes, they're very gold takes on the Predacons. But to be honest, I think, again, all the companies realistically do exactly that. They make them scale with the Hasbro and Takara ones, because that's, I think, why they started. Granted, they've got their own, more than their own figures. I think this one is number 61, so that tells us they've got 61 figures out already. So they don't always have to scale, because they've got their own enough figures. Again, exactly that. So we can also move this around by the looks of it. That'll come up, that'll fold a bit further back, but again, you always get this huge, I suppose, shell, like I say, a shell former with the original. He's way bigger than the original. So G1 figures, there you go. Oh, nearly knocked him over, did not want to do that. Interestingly enough, just very quickly, Fracas is huge. Fracas is very, very big. He is the size of about a core class figure, to be honest, not too far off the size of a core class. Yeah, not as big as some of the new age figures, but yeah, about the same size as a core class figure. What I'm going to show you very quickly is him in his alternate mode, because of course we're going to see him be attached as a gun. So what I believe you do with this is you fold up that shoulder joint, that will tab under there, fold up that shoulder joint, that will tab under there. I've just had a quick look at the instructions for this, and I'm going to go with this one on camera, but not the main one just yet. Right, this is really tricky. So what we need to do is, there's a little tab in there, and if I can pull this away, I haven't got anything. My nails, I don't think, are strong enough. Saying that, it looks like it's pulling apart right now. I don't want to pop the legs off. Let's see. It's just coming out. See this little tab inside here? This is the scary thing with all sort of third party. Yes, there we go, it's gone. So what I can do now is I'll push this bit back, take the legs. As we start to bring these back, you need to pull these bits of the shin out. These are going to tab into the top of the shoulders, and then you're going to take these, look like heel screws, but they're not. They're going to be where you rotate that in and bring it round. This is the handle. Now, I've heard something about this, so I want to have a quick look if this is true. So we're going to roll that round. There's the handle, which we're going to join together. Them cutouts in the shoulders are where this is going to fit. Is it going to fold back enough? I thought I'd folded it back enough. There we go. Just that tiny bit more. Tuck that into the shoulder there. Tuck that bit into the shoulder there as well. And then join them handles there. Finally fold the front of the gun down, and you've got a robot bending over himself, turning it into a gun. Now, this is what I've heard. Now, let's see if this is the case. I do believe that this doesn't fit in. Oh, it does. Mine does. I've heard loads of things online that he doesn't fit. Mine fits in the hand, no problem whatsoever. I'm really pleased to be able to show you that, and indeed to confirm that with you. I'm just wondering, looking at that, No, it's too big for a Hasbro blast effect, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the other gun, and again, this is just going to fold out like so. Let's lift the thumb out of the way, and let's bring that around. These all fit in really easy, to be fair. That's what I would class as your industry standard grip for your masterpiece figures. I'm not very good at posing, but this guy seems actually quite easy to do that. I've just jinxed myself now. Have I completely? Yeah, there you go. I've totally jinxed myself. Turned the leg too far out. I think that looks really good, to be honest. I'm going to keep that there for a bit longer, and I'm just going to show you the other faces rather than change them. So we've got a shouty face. We've got a concentraty face. I don't know what they officially are. I'm just saying what I see. A perplexed face. Probably the same things, aren't they, really? And he looks, yeah, quite smiley there. So there you go. There is an additional 4 heads for your enjoyment and your posing. And as I say, I take my hat off to all the people who do amazing photos, because I'm useless at them. I don't have the proper setup anyway, but I'm sure you can tell, hopefully, just by looking at this guy. He is really, really good. The robot mode is very, very good. Spectacular borderline, to be honest, as I say, and I'm sure in the right hands he could be posed around. You can already see that this is holding no problem whatsoever. The arms have come out a little bit. There we go. Holding, which I think is important, especially when you do have quite heavy accessories. There's nothing worse than the arm not being able to take the weight of the figure. But I'm pretty sure I've covered everything there with the robot mode. It's time to have a look at him in his alternate mode. So funnily enough, yeah, jinxed myself at the end of that very last paragraph. There was one thing that I've missed, and I've just found it out as I've started to do the transformation process. So what I did miss is that you can actually fold out these toes as well, and these are indeed supposed to be out, but as you can see, I've got no nails, so I'm really struggling with getting these out. So these should be out all the time anyway. But what else you can do as well, and I don't think this is in the instructions, but these bits at the back is mainly for transformation, but if you wanted to, you could also fold these out a bit like heel spurs as well if you wanted. So again, he looks slightly different now with his toes, but he's also going to be much more posable with the fact that you can put them on the back. And to be honest, it doesn't even look that bad. It's not as if they stick out too much, but yeah, that was the jinx at the very end of the last part where I said I've covered everything, and I clearly hadn't. But there he is with his toes. We are now definitely going to come back and have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, then we're back, and he's in partial of his alternate mode because he too has that special gimmick that I think all figures have, especially from the Studio Series onwards, where you can of course bring the head at the front. Before we get into this, I do again quickly want to unfortunately discuss the transformation process. Now usually with fans toys, and don't get me wrong, I think I've only reviewed 5 or 6 on this channel, I haven't found them to be tedious. I found them to be quite fun in transforming. This one on the other hand takes everything to a new level. This is borderline X-Transbots. It just takes too long now. I suppose in a way I was expecting it, because of course it is going to be a giant shell former. Everything is pretty much tucked away underneath. Don't get me wrong, when you get it to the particular mode which it's in, and the final one you'll see in a second, it does look good. It does look really sleek. I like the colours on it. I just really don't like transformation processes that take an age for something that you might as well just buy a model kit, and I hate saying that, to be honest. I absolutely hate saying that, and I never thought I would. I actually want to know from anybody who's watching this, if you actually do collect, the things like X-Transbots and this, do you often transform them, or do you just of course get them from the one mode? And then I know some people, for instance, who would get this, he comes in robot mode, and they would probably never transform him. So if you're one of them, then please do let me know. Anyway, I'm going to discuss it a little bit more in a second, because I'm going to show you how to go to the proper mode. But if we have a look at it, the one thing that you can't deny, as I say, is that it does look good. Pretty much all the gaps are filled in. On the underside, you've got what you pretty much expect. Again, this is just like an oversized now when you're looking at it like this, the Studio Series version from underneath, but of course way more detailed and with a lot more metal and die cast, and of course being a lot bigger. So we've got the original G1 figure there to give you an idea of just how much bigger it is. I've got both actually, so one with the blue roof and one with the stickered roof, just to show you, I suppose, how good a homage it actually is. Right, now the other thing that may be slightly negative, let me just show you this, is the weapon storage or the weapons attachment. Underneath you can attach this particular gun. This will fit if we fold up the handle, put the magazine in the front there, that will hold, and it doesn't look too bad, and it'll actually even balance like that, which again I think looks pretty good in all honesty. But that's, well, I say pretty good, but I suppose it's better than nothing, if that's what I'm trying to say. There's no real space at all to put the Target Master unless you've got the stand. Now this stand does come with it, we did see that in the packet, in the box rather. We can see how this is going to attach there via these two they're off the legs, aren't they? I was going to say like boosters, but they're not boosters. So let's just pop this in, click that together, and then all you would do, as daft as it sounds, is you slide this in there like so. But then of course, you know, you can't really display it unless there's a flight stand, which I don't have, that I presume this must be able to attach to. But even if it was on a flight stand, I mean, do you think that looks good? I don't really. I think it's just perhaps a little pointless. Maybe they should have put something here, even in the top, which you'll see in a second. There's no way to attach anything, any of the weapons to these, so it's a little bit defunct with regards to that, in all honesty, which you can see. And with the stand in place as well, it's, unless you've got something that must attach there, which I haven't got, it looks okay like this, but it does look better in the proper version. So let's have a go at this, and this will give you a bit of an idea of the transformation. I'm going to do my best to upload a transformation process video, but the problem that I have is that I'm not a full-time YouTuber, and it takes, I mean, it just takes so long. It really does. And things like that sort of well, they just frustrate me instantaneously straight away, and yeah, I just find them overly complicated. Let's move these out of the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring this up, we're going to bring the actual head that's now caught there out, sorry, the top part of it. This will come out. I need to take this back. Oh, it's stuck, that's better. Rotate that around, kept that tucked down, fold this out like so, and reattach this together there. This should now tuck back underneath, there we go, like so. And now if I come back around to this side, lift all these little tabs up that I've managed to fold back in, you can guess that there's going to be lots of panel folding, lots of tabs, lots of things folding up, flipping together, etc. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I am being, you know, I'm not saying that I'm a master at transforming figures, but over the years I've obviously got quite a bit of experience in transforming the figures and transforming various ones, but some of them, just for me, they just take the fun out of it, and I don't like that. And hopefully I can get this together quickly enough without it being too detrimental on the video. I don't really want to pause it and put it all together. I just want you to see, yeah, this goes together pretty easy, to be honest, this part, once we've done that. And is that going to sit in place for me? No, that's just missed, that's fallen down. I have had some, you know, other, don't get me wrong, some mainline figures can be quite difficult, and I appreciate all the engineering that does go into all this, because they are very detailed and they do their best at, you know, covering everything up, etc. But sometimes for me, oh, just a little too much. Right, is this going to go in? There we go. Click that into place, click that into place, finally click that into place, and I'm sure you'll agree that I actually think that looks way better now anyway. Just popped that out, that's better, come on, in you go, there it is. That to me looks way better, but as I say, the only negative thing is you can't still attach any of the accessories, whereas if you're going to have the Target Master with him, you might as well have at least put a port or something in somewhere where of course you can connect it. Overall, as I say, even though I've just gone on about the transformation process quite a bit, overall it looks great in each mode. So whichever way you're going to get it, you know, it's going to display really well. And yeah, I suppose it is surprising how big it is. It's taller than a Masterpiece Soundwave. As I say, I've got no other fans toys figures, and I haven't got Cyclonus either to do any direct, I suppose, display ideas with him. I don't want to end it on a downer. I just want to, as I say, the robot mode is sensational. This looks good. Robot mode would be for me if I was going to keep this, and as I say, keep it to display. It would 100% be in robot mode because of how much better it does look. Overall, a solid figure, displays well, super articulate. And again, I suppose if this is the masterpiece figures and you're collecting until Hasbro or Takara make one, this is a very, very good standing. You never know, we might never get one, but with this we'll more than do for now. And again, it probably will end up being better quality because of all the die casting here, and it just seems to be something that Takara's moving away from now. They don't tend to put much die cast in their masterpiece figures. But there you go, this was the Fans Toys Inquisitor review. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm being overly harsh, because a couple of people might have this already. Again, I appreciate the work that's gone into it, but for me, just a little bit too much on the transformation. There we go, guys. Let me know. Take care.